It's another episode of Forks, Knives, and Spoons from Easton Town Center in Columbus, Ohio.
The last time we were on the north end of Easton, we attended and enjoyed live music at Easton Unplugged at the Yard. True Food Kitchen is in that same area, but this time we came back in the winter.
And we brought with us a special panel of guest judges.
Maurice and Stephanie, the power couple.
Samaje, Jalaya, and Sanaa, our junior judges.
And of course, yours truly, the host of the show, me and JJ.
First, about our featured restaurant today, True Food Kitchen.
They were established in Phoenix, Arizona in 2008, and True Food is now more than 44 locations in 17 states.
They are in the midst of a $100 million funding expansion. Along the way, they have received investments from Oprah Winfrey,
Nick Jonas,
Priyanka Chopra,
and many others. But all you really need to know is that they do focus on healthy and anti-inflammatory foods, and that's got to be a real winner for those with diabetes or people looking for healthy, tasty dining options.
So let's get on with the review.
Let's start with the drinks at True Food Kitchen. And one thing you should know when you walk through their doors, there are no Coke or Pepsi products. All of their beverages are handcrafted, from the alcoholic drinks to what you might even call a mocktail. Very good, very low calorie, most under 100 calories, such as the sparkling prickly pear. Now that was enjoyed by Maurice and Jalaya. It's got tisane, prickly pear, hibiscus, and lime. And Sanaa had something to say about it.
Is it prickly?
Oh, and it is prickly.
All right, Stephanie had the Rosé Sangria, Lavelle Ferme Organic Rosé with pineapple lime. I do believe she said it was quite tasty.
And I had the hibiscus limeade. Wonderful drink, absolutely loved it because it was not super sweet, came in at 110 calories.
And I had the Kale-Aid. You heard that right, like Kool-Aid, but it's Kale-Aid. It was fantastic, with fresh juiced kale, ginger, apple, celery, cucumber, and lemon. It was out of this world, and it's only 100 calories.
Samaj had the most calories of all the beverages at the table. He did the apple lemonade at 170 calories. Still, very good drink. He had very good things to say about it. A little sweeter than the others.
And now on to our starters, where we had 3 out of their 7 starters that they offer. Starting out with the edamame dumplings. It's dashi, white truffle oil, and herbs. And that comes in at 270 calories. Let's see what everyone has to say about it.
I'll just say it's different.
It's different.
I haven't determined whether it's good or bad yet. I gotta try another bite and see.
Oh my. You're good on the edamame there, Stephanie?
I'll finish this, but I won't get it again.
And the edamame dumplings, they get a knife. So we move on to the roasted Brussels sprouts shared at the table. That included miso sesame vinaigrette, toasted sesame seed, and chili thread. They were very tasty. We've had better at other locations. Still, it was a good dish. I think we can give the roasted Brussels sprouts a fork.
All right, now let's have some of this roasted acorn squash flatbread that Samaje ordered. That's truffle honey, lemon almond ricotta, prosciutto, Calabrian chili, arugula, and garlic puree. Now that comes in at 800 calories for the entire entree. However, we shared it, which made it quite delicious amongst everyone at the table. What do you think that one gets?
It's really good without the acorn squash.
I think that one got a fork. Next up is salads and bowls, and we didn't have any salads at the table, but I did have the pleasure of enjoying one of their bowls, a spaghetti squash casserole with crushed organic Neapolitan tomatoes, caramelized onions, and fresh mozzarella. It was delicious.
My spaghetti squash casserole was to die for. In the words of Trish to Dish, it is definitely a golden spoon. The flavors on it were immaculate. It was just put together perfectly. It wasn't too much sauce. It wasn't the noodles weren't overcooked. The fresh mozzarella really brought it together. It had a really nice flavor to it. I would definitely come back to this.
Another bowl we had off the table was straight off the kids' menu. It's the teriyaki quinoa bowl. They've got several options for the kids, but with this one, the teriyaki quinoa bowl had broccoli, rainbow carrot, bok choy, green bean, snap pea, mushroom, brown rice, avocado, toasted sesame. So much goodness in that bowl, and it went over really well. What do you think you're gonna rate it, Sanaa?
Say golden spoon.
Golden spoon on the teriyaki.
Yes.
Now on off to the entrees section with grilled Korean steak, which JJ, Maurice, and Jelaya had the pleasure of enjoying. Sliced 100% grass-fed sirloin, forbidden rice, mushrooms, bok choy, gochujang glaze, miso sesame vinaigrette, and herbs. They said it was delicious, and I do believe it got forks all around.
And it was in a kind of a spicy sauce. Can't determine what all was in the spicy sauce, but it was actually a really, really good kick of flavor that mixed very well with the rice.
Very good, bursting with flavors. I'm going to go with a fork on it. Kind of leaning towards a golden spoon, but we'll call it a fork plus.
So it gets a fork from everyone who enjoyed it.
Next up was the lasagna bolognese had by Stephanie and Samaj. It included fennel chicken sausage, mushroom, organic spinach, ricotta, and basil. Now, it did go over fairly well at the table for those two, although Samaj did have a brief comment.
I do not like the spinach.
You do not like the spinachy stuff.
If you like cheese, this is a good dish for you. But again, I would give this a fork only because of the texture was unexpected because of all the spinach that they put in it.
So on the lasagna bolognese, we'll go ahead with a fork.
And next up is desserts. JJ and I had the pleasure of enjoying a butternut squash pie with coconut whipped cream. And believe it or not, it's vegan and gluten-free. It was amazing. But what do you think about it?
I thought it was actually extraordinary, similar to what you would expect in a pumpkin pie, but pumpkin pie doesn't taste like pumpkin, as well as sweet potato pie doesn't taste like sweet potato. So similar to that, but not super sweet. I actually loved it a lot.
Yes, but you have to remember that pumpkin is also in the squash family. I would definitely give that a golden spoon because we went back and had it again later.
And the last dessert of the night was the flourless chocolate cake. Now this was pretty good. Caramel, almond, vanilla ice cream, and cacao nib. Another gluten-free dessert, vegetarian. It was incredible not to have the sugary sweetness that one gets in a typical dessert. It's actually a breath of fresh air. The gooiness, the texture, the vanilla ice cream, it all just complemented each other very well.
Yes, I think for all of the desserts that we're normally getting out there with the processed sugars and processed flours, these desserts at True Food Kitchen are absolutely amazing. If you go for nothing else, stop by, have a mocktail and a dessert. It will change your life.
It will. Truly, it's a different kind of experience. They do switch up their menu from season to season. At least they say that they do. But we had a good time there. Good time had by all. Thanks for participating in the review, Maurice and Stephanie and their kids.
Yes, thanks again to the Hampton family. And don't forget, I know that we don't see you a lot like we should, but we definitely will be back with much, much more here at Forks, Knives, and Spoons. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know where you would like for us to go and review. And let us know what you think about our reviews because we'd love to hear from you here on Forks, Knives, and Spoons.